welcome to Right Up Our Alley. I'm Rachel, and for those of you who do not know, I am a homeschooling mom to 3 kids who are about to be 9, 6, and 4. Today's video is really going to be something very simple and kind of fun, and that I get to share my daily schedule with you. Before I dive down too much into specific timing and everything, I do want to share a few little tricks that I started doing over the last few years just to kind of work on our daily scheduling with the kids. And that is, for older students, I would definitely start working on their independent work as soon as you can. For example, this year I have made my son this daily checklist, and I've of course customized it to his favorite thing, Minecraft, and he just goes through and checks his independent work throughout the day. And then you see here he's got an AM loop and a PM loop, and those are things that cycle through. I am talking about loops next week, guys. Seriously, that's going to be a great video, really informative. And on the flip side is going to be your specifics of AM and PM loops there, and he will check those off and erase as he's cycling through them. That way he doesn't forget one on the loop, and that makes it a little bit easier for him to see as he goes along. And it's in, of course, Harry Potter, because those are his 2 favorite things, Harry Potter and Minecraft. Now, for the littler guys, when you talk about a daily schedule, some of them don't even really know how to read time yet. So I think it's really awesome for little kids to do a visual representation of your school time or your daily routine. This year, we're going to be doing just something like this. And I have just attached a paint stick, guys, that you get for free. And then I put Velcro strips on them, and you can just take them off and change them out for whichever subject we are going to be covering that day. And that way they know ahead of time, hey, I'm going to be doing history today, or I'm going to be doing geography. And then I also have the other science, art, and music. So I have little cards that I change out every day and what we're going to be doing that day with our corresponding loops. So the little guys kind of know what to expect. And then my daughter, as she's starting to read, can actually start reading these words. I'll give you one guess as to where I keep my daily planning checklist or schedule. If you guessed OneNote, you are quite correct. And of course, I am, at this point, I guess I'm going to become the OneNote homeschooler. I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one, but I truly feel like it is a hidden gem. So I will show you just our times as I kind of go through it. So let's get to our actual timing. We start our homeschool day at about 8:30, give or take, maybe 8:45. We try to start a little bit earlier than 9, and that really is our time to sort of just sit and read the Bible. Sometimes we do it upstairs, depending on what we want to do, maybe watch a Bible show. So it kind of depends on the day and how early the kids wake up. But mainly we definitely start with some Bible time. And when I am reading the Bible, the kids are doing handwriting. Now this year, my older son is doing cursive, but overall, no matter what you're doing handwriting at that time. And most of the time, I always use a scripture from the Bible. Usually it's a memory verse or maybe specific couple of words that I really want them to really know how to spell. I just kind of wing it when it comes to that and find some free things online. After that time, we of course do our singing and our calendar for my little guy, because honestly, my older son still really loves doing that with him and getting kind of into it. So I'm finding that I just enjoy this time while I can, while my older is still intrigued in it. And then at some point, I know it will end for him, and that's okay. The first block of time, by that I mean an hour of our morning, it's going to be our themed lessons, and that means our unit studies. And we do a loop schedule, and that means we will do history one day, and the next day will be science, and we alternate them. So we always start with an actual read aloud book. It's usually a picture book for my youngest son, to get him kind of interested and get him some information. But it's also just fun to sit there and read to the kids. So it'll be things like the Magic School Bus books or any of those kinds of alphabet books that I absolutely love. So, those kinds of story books and picture books that get us started. After that, we do a themed activity, and that really just comes from Pinterest. It's just what I think might be fun to really get that information in and soak it into the brain with some fun hands-on activities. Block 2 is the next hour, and it's usually from about 10 to 11 o'clock. And it starts off with me doing a 101 with my youngest kid. And we're talking about preschool level here. So 10 to 20 minutes of designated time of sitting there counting cars and doing all the specific things with him. And after that, we do a little bit of a break. Now, when my son and I are doing one-on-one, my daughter is doing her Moffitt Girls Centers for her math curriculum, and then my oldest son is doing a themed reading. Themed reading for my oldest son looks a little bit like this, in that he will read a science chapter book. Sometimes it's fiction, sometimes it's nonfiction. The majority of the time it is fiction. Truly, I believe that reading nonfiction and fiction together is so amazing. It's a great hidden little concept of doing them both together. I really feel like it's intriguing and gets the kids super excited about a concept and also gives them some great information. So you'll also see things like, biographies and history books as well, like the Oregon Trail books are excellent. We break at around 10:15, 10:20, and it's just to have a little brain break. It's to sit down and have a little snack. And after they do that, it only takes them like 5 minutes to eat a little snack. We sing our classical conversations timeline song. Now, you guys know, I think hopefully by now, that I'm an eclectic homeschooler. So when I say classical conversations, I mean, I love it. It's great, but we don't do the community. I just pick and choose from things I love, and classical conversations has some great learning songs. So of course, we use all resources that we can find our hands on. To continue block 2, I then work with my daughter one-on-one, and we will be doing the good and the beautiful, as well as Moffitt Girls Math Made Fun level 1. Around 11 o'clock, I will be going into block 3, which is where I have my one-on-one time with my older son. He has a lot more actual rigorous work to do, so I feel like an hour with him is really good, but I definitely have to keep the younger kids entertained. And to do that, I have 2 different things I like to do. The first step is the centers, and by that I mean hands-on learning, manipulative activities. And this is just a sample of one of the bins I do have. It is things that, you do your syllables and you do some counting. All these things I have gotten either for free or for a discount or whatever it is over the years. And I have compiled so many different, I have multiple bins. I will be going through them in another video to show you all the different things I do have. And it's going to be a project for sure. Let's say they get bored with those. I do actually have 2 designated bins in our toy shelf unit that can come down one at a time, and that is learning toys. At that point, we then break for lunch. And lunchtime, it kind of depends day by day. Sometimes we do our read aloud. Other times I might have some work I need to get done. And so the kids end up eating and then watching a show. So it really depends on the day and what I actually have to get done that specific day as to what the lunchtime hour looks like. After lunch, around 1 o'clock, we will be starting our block 4, and that is our loop 2 for the day. And that goes over geography, art, and music. And I am so excited about doing that loop this year, simply because we have not really covered these subjects really fully in all the years that we've homeschooled. I feel like I've sort of let them be on the wayside. So I'm super excited to be really intentional this year to teach these subjects. And then block 5 is probably my kids' favorite for the day. It's the one they look forward to and that they get to be on their electronics. We do things like coding activities like CodaKid and Tinker websites. We absolutely love ABC Mouse and Adventure Academy because they're super fun and engaging for the kids. And then my oldest son does some typing, and my daughter is starting to dabble in it a little bit this year as well. As always, I hope you have found this video super helpful in your planning process. Please share your schedules down below once you finally get them finalized. I love to hear about everybody's schedules to see what everybody is doing. Have a great weekend, y'all. Bye.